This time on Whatever We Want, we talk about
the best video game movies. Chris Pratt's Mario might take the cake, but before that's out, we're going through the rest. Their time codes down in the description if you'd like to jump around to different points in the episode. We talk everything from Sonic to Tron. We're also joined by our good friends, Evan and Tyler. Enjoy! Welcome back to Whatever We Want. We review content across all mediums of media, movies, TV shows, video games, and beyond to give you the most interesting behind-the-scenes insight, storytelling techniques, all that jazz, and more.
We cover everything from Disney, Marvel, Pixar. Let's just jump right into it.
Hello, Tyler and Evan. Evan and Tyler. I was so stressed. I was thinking, like, who am I going to say first? Am I going to be offended? This is our first, like, four-person podcast. Where,
let's
go. Well, the four people are in different places because we had Blake's takes on and Blake and Garrett were on. But as we said in the intro, Tyler and Evan, welcome. How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
Pretty good.
Sweet.
Excited to be here.
Cold in my house. It's like it's cold outside. Summer's gone. I'm sad.
It's okay that it's cold because I've got my whatever I want.
Yeah,
long sleeve. Let's go.
Come on,
good little promo.
We're all twinning for our audio listeners. We're all wearing the merch. But yeah, so first of all, video game news because this is a video game episode. Daniel's game.
Yes,
we're all working on it. Daniel, you want to explain what's happening? What happened? Big update.
So my studio launched our Steam page for Rune Waker.
Woo!
Rune Waker VR is our latest VR production, sci-fi adventure game in which you find an ancient lost power, and you have to make sure that that power doesn't fall into the wrong hands. So if you guys want to check it out, please go check it out on Steam and wishlist it. Yes, that'd be immensely helpful.
Wishlist, follow, subscribe, comment.
Do all the things.
Check out our TikTok.
But yeah, seriously, it'd be immensely helpful. So thank you to anybody who does.
Yeah, seriously do that. Back to the tank. So you guys, Evan and Tyler, you guys have both been on the podcast before. I think this is Tyler's video debut, so welcome.
Yes.
Hello.
This is my pretty face.
Tyler.
Yeah,
This beard boy.
The four of us, we play video games like a lot, just like outside of this, just in our free time. So I felt like this would be the best crew to talk about video game movies for this episode. But we'll get there. I actually have a little bit of news I want to hear you guys' thoughts on, if that's cool, before we get into that.
Go for it.
Launch it.
So we've had what I'm calling the Marvel domino delays. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but there have been a ton of like delays with Marvel. So basically what happened is Blade, that movie, like the director departed from it like in September. And I think Blade was supposed to start filming this month. So that they like decided instead of like cramming to find someone and like make like a kind of a decent movie, they want to like do it right. So they're delaying that film to release it was going to be November 3rd of next year, 2023. They're now delaying it to September 6th of 2024. So like almost a full year push.
Wow. Man.
But with that, Deadpool 3, that was just announced. That was supposed to release on September 6th, 2024, which is now the new Blade date. So they're pushing that to November 8th, 2024. But that's when Fantastic Four was supposed to come out. So they're pushing that to February 14th, 2025. But that's when an untitled Marvel project that hasn't been announced yet was supposed to release in that like big lineup that like everything was blacked out. We saw at like Comic-Con or whatever. So that's getting pushed to November 7th, 2025. And that was when Avengers Secret Wars was supposed to come out.
Oh my gosh.
So that's getting pushed to May 1st, 2026. So that's a lot. Hopefully it leads to better movies. What are your guys' thoughts on just all those delays?
I think it's a good thing, honestly, because I feel like the more time that they have to get each one right is going to be better. So
don't do a DC. Don't do a DC and release a movie before it's ready.
Or just release bad movies. What?
Oh my god.
Not wrong.
Oh my god.
Black Adam's this week, so we'll see how that goes.
Wait, really? It's coming out this week?
Yeah.
Holy crap, I didn't even realize that.
Tyler, what do you think?
I'm excited for Black Adam. I think it's going to be a good movie, but the whole domino thing, I mean, they did it to themselves with all of these projects and everything that they announced, and I don't know why they couldn't pick a different date for one of them to not keep setting the domino, but hey, more time, like you guys said, more time is good. So
I think it's kind of crazy, like with the domino, like I think they choose specific weekends that like other big movies aren't coming out at the same time. And the reason I say that is I think like all studios have to like fight for like weekends. They try to pick a weekend where there's like nothing like immediately after that. And so Dune 2 was supposed to come out November 17th, 2023. But like literally like a day or two after Marvel announced Blade is no longer coming out on November 3rd, Dune was like, Warner Brothers was like, no, Dune's now going to come out. We're claiming that date. So they're like pushing it up. So Dune 2 is now gonna release 2 weeks earlier than originally anticipated. And I guess that maybe they're trying to like, now they have like 2 weeks plus the 2 weeks they originally thought Dune was gonna have for just like a full month theatrical like run without much like contesting.
When you say Dune 2, it makes me think of either a really small desert or just the beginning of a long like serial list. Like, oh, that's Dune. Next one's gonna be Dune 3, Dune 4. Oh my God, there's like 347 dunes in the distance.
A serial list? Wait, what do you mean? Is
like a
there
serialized list of dunes? Like, if you're like, you know what I'm saying?
I thought you meant a list of like cereal. I was like,
Frosted
is there
Flakes.
a brand of cereal named Dune? I was trying to think.
Cocoa Pebbles.
Yeah.
Wasn't Blade getting pushed back because they changed directors? Wasn't that the reason? Yeah.
Are they doing like rewrites too on top of that, or are they just changing up?
I don't know. I'm just honestly not. I just know about all these delays. I'm just glad I got the dates sort of right.
We'll know more as the situation develops.
Yeah, I'm excited for what's going to be though. Well, one quick thing though, while we're on Marvel, did you guys see Werewolf by Night yet?
I have not.
No.
Really?
Have you? I've heard
Watch
good
it,
things.
yes.
Yeah, I want to see it. We'll talk about that.
Watch it.
That's the cool comment of this week. Someone asked us, so we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
A couple other things, news before we get into the main segment. Robbie Coltrane, the actor that played Hagrid, passed away.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
I saw a really sad thing. I don't know if you guys watched the Harry Potter special earlier this year, but I think I saw a clip circling back around the social medias where he's like, it's such a great thing that like I got to be part of this because like in 50 years like I won't be here, but Hagrid still will be. And I was like, oh man, like
wow,
that tears at the heartstrings a little bit.
It's not Hogwarts without Hagrid.
I know, I've seen that one too, circling around.
Yeah.
Last few things, I think we're kind of at the end of a few shows. Like Rings of Power wrapped up last week, season 1, and She-Hulk wrapped up last week. Hopefully, maybe only season season 1. But yeah, I don't think everyone's seen it in this group, so we won't go too much into that. But it's interesting. Like now we have like a lot less content because like 2 big shows just ended.
Yeah,
We're in a drought.
Yeah, so
we still have Andor.
yeah, we still have Andor. I'm loving Andor right now.
Same.
Let's jump into the main segment. So the only bit of news I didn't really cover this week was the Mario trailer dropping because that kind of segues into the main segment.
Yep.
With like Chris Pratt and everything. So yeah, like we said in the intro, this week we're talking about best and I guess worst video game movies. So that could be video game like adaptations or just like movies that are like based around video games. Yeah. But before we get into that, I just want to hear your guys' thoughts on the new Mario trailer that came out.
I think people are going too crazy about Chris Pratt, honestly. Just let him do his job.
I agree. I don't think that Mario has to be Italian. I don't think
really?
So. We okay, think about it. Because people, whenever they see different versions of like a superhero in a multiverse, right? They're not like, oh, they're supposed to be like this, not like this.
Do you think this is like a multiverse Mario? I guess because it's the film version.
It could be a different Mario, a different version of Mario, a different universe of Mario.
I was gonna say this is Wario, but that's already a character.
Yeah, no, I don't think that Chris Pratt deserves all the hate. I think that it's just people expected him to be Italian and they were mad whenever he wasn't. So
Tyler brought up too that there was an edit where there was the original voice actor that was like they edited him as it, and I don't know, it just didn't. It was weird that it didn't seem right. Like it would almost be like too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think the like wahoo, it's a me is good for like little sound clips in a video game, but that for like a whole movie I think would be like really
annoying.
That'd be so
overbearing.
Annoying. I would not sit through the entire thing.
Tyler, what are your thoughts on Jack Black as Bowser?
Oh my gosh, it was awesome. Just the whole. Well, am I allowed to spoil the trailer?
Yeah, it's a trailer. Yeah.
Okay, so just the whole little penguin scene in the castle, just that whole thing really got to like it really got to. I really liked it because it appeals to a lot of people and it just seemed really funny. So it's cool. It'll be like a little bit of seriousness, a little bit of funny, and then just this cool adventure with Mario. I think it'll be fun.
I think it's going to be cool seeing more of Bowser's character because we don't really see much of Bowser's character in like the video games because it's just like, oh yeah, it's just the guy that we kill at the end of each level.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like he doesn't have like a good
motivation.
Personality. We'll see like how bad he really is, like what goes on inside his mind.
True. Like maybe
I'm excited.
It'd be cool to see like his rise to become the king of the Koopas and like how the heck that rise of power, like kind of like a Sheev Palpatine prequel trilogy of Bowser movies.
It'd be really cool. It'd be really cool if they talked about Bowser Jr. and where he came from, because I have no idea where he came from.
I think that's probably going to be like an end thing, like an end credit, where it'd be like, oh, now there's Bowser Jr. and now he's gonna steal Mario's.
So is Bowser Jr. like his kid?
I don't know. I never found out.
Because does that mean like did he have a baby with Peach? And like does that imply like he raped her or something? Like I don't know the Mario lore. Did he have a kid with someone else, then get divorced? And so Bowser Jr. is a child of divorce? Because that makes me feel worse for Bowser Jr.
Yeah, he's his son.
I'm pretty sure they have a good relationship, though. I'm pretty like between father and son. I'm pretty sure they actually have a pretty good relationship. I could be totally off on that. Don't like quote me on that. It could be like very abusive.
Maybe
and, like,
Bowser's are like asexual, so like he just created Bowser Jr.
All right, I feel him coming.
The baby Peach is in fact the original Peach. The one who grows up to be Bowser's wife and queen of the Mushroom Kingdom.
Wait, who? What?
Oh.
The baby Peach.
Uh-huh.
Like baby Peach. It's the original Peach before Princess Peach. So Princess Peach's mom was Bowser's wife. So that would make Peach Bowser's daughter.
Oh, what? That's why he keeps Maybe, so Peach is a child of divorce and is like trying to just live her life, but Bowser's like, nah, you gotta
fighting for custody, but he's like doing it very aggressively,
forcefully,
child abducting. Yeah,
I don't know. That sounds like a bad episode of Maury or something. I don't know.
All right, well let's move in away from movies that haven't come out yet and talk about movies that have come out.
Well,
so yeah.
I don't know.
Peach OG.
Let's move on, Daniel.
I'm just thinking, because if you already have Peach as canon,
trying to figure out this family tree.
So we have the new Mario movie coming out, but let's talk about the old Mario movie. Are you guys familiar with like the?
Are you talking about the live action one?
Yeah, the live action Mario movie from like the 90s.
Hey, Luigi.
It is so bad, and I think it's why we haven't seen any Mario movies until this point.
They needed time.
I don't think I've seen it in totality. I've seen like snippets of it.
I haven't seen it in time.
I haven't seen it the whole thing either.
It's like this grunge, really.
Are they like
weird...
actually in like the city or something like that? But then like
they're in the city.
Mario
like
stuff?
They go into the sewers, and like Koopa is like this weird turtle with like a small head, but like huge body,
huge smile. What the heck?
Yeah.
It's the weird. I think that's why like Nintendo is like famous since this has come out of like not letting like any studio like take the rights to Mario for a movie and like being really particular. So it was like a big deal that like Illumination got the rights to like do a movie like this because of this movie. It is like the weirdest like acid trip ever. It's like if you remember the like Tim Burton like Batman, like whatever one like has like the weird like crazy like freaky Gotham City. So it's like that, like where the city is like super dirty and like stylized, I guess, but it's like Mario, and it's just like the weirdest thing. Like it doesn't follow any like the lore really. Yeah, so that is towards the bottom of my list if we were to rank these.
It just
but I guess because we've only covered one, it's also the top of my list right now.
It just says that Super Mario Brothers was a submersive comedy influenced by Ghostbusters and The Wizard of Oz.
Wow.
That's a
I wouldn't have gotten that.
What the heck is that?
That's an insult to Ghostbusters and Wizard of Oz. So let's talk about Sonic. I guess we've talked about Mario, talk about Sonic, the new Sonic movies that have come out. Have you guys seen those?
No.
No. I've seen the trailers, not the actual movie.
You guys haven't seen the movie? It's actually pretty good.
Here's the thing. I don't know
really
if I've actually seen a lot of these game movies, come to think of it.
You are the video game man.
Because I'm gaming. I don't watch the movies about the game.
That's the problem.
Watch them.
I wanted to talk about the problem with video game movies. Maybe that's the problem, is that gamers are just too busy gaming. They don't go to the movies.
Yeah.
There's actually some news about the Sonic original design that I heard recently. So you guys know like the whole story with the trailer, where like the first trailer came out and like the design for Sonic was like horrible.
What is the news, that it was on purpose for marketing?
No. A lot of people thought and like rumored that like it was on purpose because like they wanted to release this like trailer version where Sonic was like this horrifying like mutant, and then it would get like a lot of attention, like a lot of press, like marketing, and then they would show like, oh, there's the actual design. People thought that was like it's impossible for someone to release something this bad and it be serious. But so actually I watched like the VFX artists react on Corridor Digital, and they had Tim Miller on, who's the director of Deadpool and who also was like a supervisor and like worked on Sonic. And they literally asked him like, was this like a marketing ploy. And he was like, no, like what happened was that I think the guy that designed the Sonic look for this film was like an animator, had an animation background or like rigging background or something. So he was just approaching this at like, what's the best way to like make it move? So he was trying to approach something that would like, I guess, be more humanoids, because they had like rigs that would like make it move realistically, not like this Sonic, the original Sonic design, which had like these different proportions and everything. And he just like ran with that and then put the original design out. And then when it was released into the world, like everyone went crazy. So like it wasn't like a marketing ploy. It's not on purpose is what I'm saying. It was just some designer.
It's so weird though that because it's a lot of layers and steps that get into getting a character ready for screen like that, even for a trailer.
You're saying it passed through too many eyes to like get that far?
Like how many people had to see it for them to be like, oh wait, yeah, this is like really fucking ugly. Like,
I feel like whoever created Sonic originally was the same creator of Cat in the Hat. He looked so much like the Cat in the Hat.
So the designer of the movie.
Cat in the Hat and crack.
I think you meant Dr. Seuss designed like the original Sonic look. Like I was what?
No, I'm talking about like the creator of the original Sonic look.
And the Sonic movie look.
Right.
Yeah.
Cat in the Hat live action with the Thing 1 and Thing 2. They all look the same. The long noses and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that. Yeah, I mean, Sonic's like a good movie. Like Jim Carrey's great in it, and like I think this is like one of his like return to acting movies he's done. It's like pretty good for like a kids movie. Sonic 2 did the job, and they like seem to be like building out like a Sonic cinematic universe. You guys mind if I spoil the ending of?
I'm cool.
Go ahead.
Okay, so in the end of Sonic 2, like that post-credit scene is like, I think Jim Carrey's Dr. Robotnik.
Shadow? And more Chaos Emerald
like
stuff?
a canister pulls up and like Shadow's like frozen and like I think his eyes open or something. So they have now Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Shadow in this universe. Isn't Amy also a Sonic character, the like pink one?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Sonic will get a girlfriend that's like his teenage years or something. And
no.
SCU, Sonic Cinematic Universe.
No. You don't want that. No. Canonically, Amy is, I think Sonic's like 20 something and Amy's like 14.
Well, then they can change canon for the movies. The MCU does it.
She's older now.
Yeah.
I was never really super into Sonic. I was always a Mario boy.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Okay, well then let's move away from Sonic and Mario. We've got the Uncharted movie that came out.
Okay.
I think it was this year, which does not feel like this year.
Yeah, 2022.
Again, still have not seen it.
Has no one seen it?
No.
Nope.
Bro,
I'm too busy playing the actual game.
Okay, let me ask you this, Jake. Jake, have you played all the original games?
No, but I've seen the movie, which is what we're talking about.
See, my point is, especially when it comes to games like this, right, with Naughty Dog and Uncharted, because they're so story rich. I don't know if I can trust studios to like translate story rich content over to a movie properly. You know what I mean?
That's actually something I want to discuss about just like video game movies and like the problem with them, because I feel like a lot of the time video game movies don't do well, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this and like ask, because I personally think it's because the appeal, and Daniel, we've talked about this, but like the appeal of video games is that like the player's in control, and often it's like a faceless kind of like less fleshed out character because you're in the driver's seat and you're supposed to like instill in them like that imagination and the character arc, I guess, a bit because you're controlling it. But then when they take that and put it in a film, you're kind of forced to the sideline and you have like less control and feel less like invested in part of the story. And maybe people will like make decisions that are like aren't what you think is best for the character because like it's your own personal like understanding of it. I think it's just tough to like translate that. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on
agree
that?
with that in some cases.
Okay, what do you mean?
Well, you say it's like a faceless character, right? And there's a couple franchises that I can agree to that with. For example, like the Halo series that came out, right? Like Master Chief is like the definition of like a faceless character, but he's still like an archetype of like a soldier going in, doing his mission, doing this thing, right? So you feel like it'd be very easy to kind of translate that into live action, but we all know kind of went like with how they're dealing with that, right? It's about how you take the character and stay true to it. And what I'm trying to say here too is there's other game franchises to where it's not just a faceless character, like Uncharted.
I didn't mean faceless, like literally faceless. I meant like don't have like a full,
don't have
like
character.
The personality is like lacking just because like 90% of the time you see them, you're controlling them and they're just not talking.
You give them the personality while you're playing.
Yeah,
but no, that's my point. There's other, again, because we're mainly talking about Uncharted. That's not the case with Uncharted at all. Like Nathan Drake has such a personality, and like as you play the game, sure, like he has like moments where you're like, I mean, you're in control obviously the whole time, but like he's narrating practically all the time as he's like quipping or like making jokes or when there's cutscenes and stuff like that. So he has his own motives, and then you're kind of just, you are him in that sense. But he's also relatable. It's kind of like Spider-Man, that kind of sense, where it's somebody that's relatable and you want to then like work with them in a sense, if that makes any sense.
I don't know if I fully agree with that, but we can agree to disagree. Because like,
well, you didn't play the games.
Well, I'm not talking about. I'm just not talking about that. Like that. I'm just talking about games in general. I'm not talking about just Uncharted.
There's always going to be outliers. Is what I would say.
But like Spider-Man, like you brought up that example, and I use that as like a point against your point. So like, I feel like I connect so much more with the movie character because they're so much more fleshed out, and like the video game character and video game Spider-Man is like fantastic and great, and I do connect with that character and him, but like I don't think nearly as much as I do like the movie character. Let's talk about Uncharted, I guess, some more. Tom Holland, I think the story behind it's really cool, like the production of it, like it was 10 years development hell. Like Mark Wahlberg was supposed to be Nathan Drake, and then like because 10 years happened, like he aged out of the role, so then he became Sully, who's like the mentor role, and then Tom Holland became Nathan Drake. I don't know. It's like a fun movie. Like there's like the last fight, third act battle is like these airships, which is like really fun. Yeah, I don't know. You guys should check it out.
There's a lot of actors that I know in here. There's Mark Wahlberg, Antonio Banderas. Man.
Yeah.
It looks really good. Just didn't get around to seeing it. Definitely will try to watch it.
All right. What about Ready Player One? Thoughts on that one?
Yes.
I love Ready.
Yes. So this was originally based off a novel, wasn't it?
I believe so.
I think so,
this
yeah.
isn't like technically based on a video game, but yeah, it's a video game movie.
Yep.
What's unique about it is that it incorporates so many different IPs. Like it was like I remember it being surprising at the time how many different characters you were able to see on the screen at the same time, because you're like, wouldn't there be like legal problems with that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think they couldn't get like any Disney stuff though. I remember seeing like
Right.
or like Marvel or anything. So there's like a lot of Warner Brothers stuff. Yeah. What are your thoughts on just like the concept of it, like being in VR?
Be careful what you say
I
here.
guess these guys kind of created the metaverse before it was actually a thing, right?
I was thinking that, yeah.
Because like it's like the idea of having a separate world inside goggles, just these plastic or glass goggles, like having a different world or seeing different things that you wouldn't normally see with the human eye. Like I don't know. I think that concept is so cool. It's different, and it's a good introduction to the metaverse, or where we're trying to go.
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe if this movie was made today instead of when it was, I think because of how much like buzz metaverse has been getting and like our understanding of it has like evolved and grown, I think it would be very different if this was made today. Honestly, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because I really like the original movie.
I think it had perfect timing because it came out like right before all the big buzz. So I think I agree with you there.
Yeah, it might have affected the movie negatively with how much negative feedback has come out towards the metaverse idea.
There would have been one or two more Bitcoin and Ethereum jokes, NFTs in there.
Yeah, honestly. Oh my god.
I think it's also interesting that this movie was made by Spielberg. I think that surprised me because like he's an older director now, and he's obviously like one of the greats, but for him to like kind of dive in and embrace VR and this new age of technology is like really cool. And he did it in like a way that's not like, oh, I'm old, like I'm an old person, I don't understand this kind of thing. So yeah,
flexible.
I thought it was
Very
pretty good.
flexible.
I think it fell flat a little bit for me with the real world stuff whenever we weren't in the VR world, in the metaverse, whatever they called it. I just wasn't as invested in like the real world stuff, like when they were in the truck and like when the girl was like, I'm so deformed, and had like a slight birthmark on her face. I was like, what? I don't know.
I feel like Free Guy was a good and modern take on Ready Player One. I think.
Really?
I think
what's the time difference between when they came out?
2018 and 2021.
Yeah, Free Guy came out last year. I think that Free Guy definitely, they take you a little bit out of the real life world and they put you into pretty much 100% simulation. Like, what would life be like if we were in the simulation?
In GTA, pretty much.
Already, like we're here picturing the metaverse. Meanwhile, we're in it. I mean, like I said earlier, it's an interesting concept, and I think that
those are very similar movies. I'm like realizing now the similarities.
Just the fact that you can put on glasses or goggles and see different things is it's definitely a good concept for a movie. It's if it's done well, but I definitely think that Free Guy took that idea of virtual reality, metaverse, gaming space. Free Guy took that, and I think they did it slightly better than Ready Player One.
I really liked the metaverse ness of and like the creativity and imagination, like all the characters they brought in for Ready Player One. But yeah, I think Free Guy did better the balancing of like the outside world and the inside world. And maybe that wasn't the point of Ready Player One, because I think Ready Player One was supposed to be like, all right, we're in the future, the world sucks outside, so like you want to be in like this metaverse that's like been created. I was invested in both sides of the story more in Free Guy, like in game world and out of game world, like as well.
I can get that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I agree with that though. But that's also Sean Levi, I don't know, and Ryan Reynolds. That was like one of their first pairings together. So he directed and Ryan Reynolds starred, and now they're working on Deadpool 3 together, and they also did the Atom Project. So I think they're a cool duo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I did like that movie. It was very good.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, GTA 6, all those rumblings coming around. Maybe we'll see that. Ryan Reynolds in there.
Maybe.
They also got like, speaking of just like back to gaming and everything, like they got real like IRL streamers and gamers to like be a part of it, which I think is pretty cool.
Yep. Do you guys remember Pixels?
Oh my gosh, I never saw Pixels.
Is that this Adam Sandler movie?
Yeah,
I remember it.
Isn't Kevin James the president or something like that?
It's a very famous scene.
Yeah, he is.
And it's on the front movie cover. There's a very famous scene in Pixels where they're facing the giant Pac-Man. They all have like their separate Mini Coopers.
Yeah.
And they're all the little ghosts, and they have to go around the city and pretty much avoid Pac-Man. I love Pixels.
Really?
I don't think anyone else likes Pixels.
You're the only fan.
I liked it.
I was gonna say, I remember it, but like,
I mean, like it wasn't like fantastic.
How did it end?
Like, I don't know. I don't remember. It was back in 2015. Yeah, I got a 5.6 out of 10 on IMDb. But I liked it. I mean, like I said, it wasn't fantastic. It wasn't like a top tier movie, but I mean, just like a nice chill movie about video games and video game life. I don't know. I liked it. I liked the movie.
It's like Alien Takeover, but Pac-Man.
Adam Sandler's had such an interesting career. Yeah, maybe we should watch Pixels. We should do like a movie night and watch Pixels.
I think it was a good concept to where they're like, like alien received transmissions from like,
that's a really
early
cool
on, and
idea. Yeah, and
that's how they made all their defenses. Like, that's a cool idea.
Yeah,
but like, I don't know. It's just something that doesn't resonate.
All right, I have one that I just have to get off my chest.
Yeah.
The video game was made after
Tron.
Movie. No.
Oh.
Zathura. Do you guys remember Zathura?
Oh my god.
What is that?
Yeah.
Dude. The board game movie where these two kids.
What year was that? I remember the effects on that for the time was being
2005.
Amazing. I like that movie a lot, actually.
Yeah, it's these two kids playing Zathura, which is a board game.
Isn't it like Jumanji but a video game?
Zathura? No. This is like they're traveling through space. So basically
the whole house is going through.
Their house is in the game.
I've seen like clips of this.
And every space that they land on in like on the board game happens
like an
to
event
them in real life.
Yeah,
that's
so like
cool.
There's like meteor strikes that come in.
Oh, and there's like the lizard guys, right?
And then,
I've never seen this full movie. Is it good?
Zorgon?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's really
I remember
good.
that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That was a good throwback.
It's so good. I remember watching it. I watched it not too long ago. This movie is so good. I don't understand why more people just aren't still talking about Zelda.
I didn't remember what it was called, and I didn't know there was a video game.
So it was a video game then? Was the video game good? Did you play it?
I did not play it. I just looked it up, and because I wanted an opportunity to talk about Zathura.
This thing, I don't know how that translates as a video game. That's the thing. Because I feel
it's a board game. We have board game movies. We include Jumanji now. It's just games based on movies or movies based on games.
I don't know. Jumanji was I think the new Jumanjis.
Oh yeah, that's a video game. Yeah, Jumanji.
Or like
the new
Jumanji?
with The Rock. Yeah. It's a
that
video
one
game.
Hilarious. I mean, anytime you've got The Rock
They're
and Kevin
funny.
Hart in a movie, it is hilarious.
They're a good.
It's very
pairing.
good.
and we have Black Adam. What if Kevin Hart cameos in Black Adam?
Oh, bro.
Who would he be? Like,
He's some random just guy on the side of the street where Black Adam lands and then he just gets squashed.
Yeah.
kind of like in Deadpool where you had Brad Pitt that was like the invisible guy.
the
It's like that-
Vanisher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like-
I really hope that happens. I'm gonna be sad if it doesn't.
Or like Black Adam like helps out what he thinks is a little kid, and then it actually just pans and it's Kevin Hart. He goes, "Hey, no problem, kid," and then flies off.
Hey, thanks. Man.
Zathura, interesting. I want to talk about Wreck-It Ralph quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love Wreck-It Ralph. I think it's a great movie.
Do you
honestly.
think the first one or the second one is better?
Well,
I think the first one was better.
I haven't seen all of the second one, and so I think the first one is really good. Like, just the world they've built and like the rules they established, like that if you unplug the game, like you are erased forever or whatever.
Yep.
And the fact that like they can travel between the games and like this hub, like the video game characters have like built this whole like community, like in this arcade, like this whole society, I think is like a really cool idea. And like they have like emotional support groups for like the villains. I think that's just like, it's so well done and well thought out. I don't know. What did you think, Evan, about 1 or 2?
I mean, I liked 1.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think the concept of basically taking an arcade and putting every game together, but it's not the characters playing the game. It's the characters actually being, humanoid creatures. Like they have real world problems.
Just because you're a bad guy,
they can talk to each other.
You're a bad guy.
Right. I would have never expected, Bowser to be sitting next to Pac-Man like that.
And
before this movie was made, I
yeah.
was like, oh, okay, well that would be weird. But this movie made it happen, which is cool.
So, Evan, let me ask you this. What did you think of the second one then when they tried to go like the clout chase route? Like, oh yeah, Ralph's trying to get views so he can save his game and all that.
I like the first one better.
The only clip I remember from Wreck-It Ralph 2 is when like Ralph is feeding, I don't know why this sticks out to me, but Ralph is like
The
feeding
pancakes?
the pancakes to like the bunny, and the bunny like explodes. Like, what? I don't know. Tyler, have you seen Wreck-It Ralph 1 or 2?
I have not seen all of either of them, but
Really?
what I've seen, I have enjoyed both of them so far.
Yeah, 1 is good. I think they have really good comedic moments, like when Fix-It Felix like tries to break the prison bars and then hits it with his hammer, and then they just get
fixes
thicker.
it.
He's like, I can only fix it.
My favorite part about the second one was the relationship between Felix and like the super intense military lady. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
you still think that would like work, but they're like, oh yeah, we got this. And going in the battle and stuff like that is really funny.
I really liked what's her name? Penelope?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little girl. How she was a glitch in the first one.
Yeah.
I liked that. I liked that idea. That helped drive the emotional part of it.
And they go into the code. Like, that was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I really liked that, and it sucked you into the movie. You wanted her to live, but you didn't want her to just be whisked away with the rest of the glitches.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I like it.
Yeah, and Alan Tudyk, the guy that plays K2SO, he voiced King Candy and like Turbo the villain.
Oh,
So, pretty cool.
okay. Yeah.
Maybe it'd be really funny if in Andor, King Candy cameos instead of K2SO. Because he can like game hop, so he's just like hopping to like a Star Wars universe or something. I don't know.
He just shows up like on the terminal and said he's like, I've made it.
Yeah. So yeah, we've also got. I haven't seen any of the Tomb Raider movies, but I've heard not great things about those.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
meh.
not talk about it.
Mortal Kombat movie, I also have not seen that.
I haven't seen the new one. I need to actually. I heard like mixed things about it.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen Detective Pikachu?
No, but I was gonna say
No.
Ryan Reynolds is on this list twice, kind of killing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've heard decent things about it actually.
I remember going to see that movie. It was really good. I don't know. It's just because I'm a Pokemon fan, but
Yeah, could you
Detective
technically
Pikachu-
say like the other Pokemon movies, like back in the day, they also were on this list, I guess.
All the animated ones, yeah.
Mewtwo,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
yeah, pretty much all of Pokemon movies were animated. I think this was the first like live action
Yeah, I think
Pokemon
so.
movie. Yeah, which is really well done. Really well done.
Yeah, I heard. I wonder if they're gonna do like more, maybe.
I mean,
know.
I
It's a
think-
great franchise for
think,
it.
I think at some point I may have seen someone talking about it's in the works, but I don't
The
know.
PCU, Pokemon
The
Cinematic
PCU.
Universe.
I think the whole I as a kid watched the Pokemon TV shows, and so whenever I was able to like watch movies like on my own accord without having to have my parents kind of help, you know what I mean by that. But I always went to them and loved them. All the animated ones are so good, and it's just a bigger action scene, bigger storyline of the continuation of the show, which is cool. So that was always cool for me.
Yeah, isn't Pokemon is it's made in like Asia, right? It's more of an Eastern.
It's
Japan.
It's Japanese. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's also interesting because like the stories are like inherently different, and I think it's cool that Pokemon has like become so mainstream that like even Western audiences like watch it, because often there's a lot of disconnect between both of those sides. So it's cool that Pokemon kind of transcends that.
Well, the funny thing about that is there's stuff in Japan and like other parts of the world that they show, but then we tend to get like a sort of different version.
Is it like a watered down version?
Yeah, a little. There's I think the other parts of the world is a little bit more watered down, and we have more of the.
Well, some of it's completely different because some of the Pokemon over in Japan are completely different. Like have entirely different names than the Pokemon that's over here in the Western countries. Yeah,
I never
like
knew
even
that.
like even the translations don't mean the Pokemon names that we have. So like
that's so bizarre.
We get entirely different stories, entirely different names.
So they have to make like 2 shows. That's really interesting.
Pretty much, yeah.
I guess that's what you have to do if you want to, I guess, work on both fronts. Like because Western and Eastern audiences do not consume media the same way. I guess they're trying to tailor to both audiences, and apparently doing it really well. Because I think Pokemon is like one of, if not the biggest franchise like around. So that's kind of interesting. Actually, I never knew that. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
But speaking of, I mentioned earlier, but Tron. So technically, the movie was released like a few months before the game came out, like the arcade game of like the light cycles and stuff. But still like a fun game. Yeah. Have you guys seen the original Tron?
Yeah.
It come out.
Well, the original came out in 1982.
It was revolutionary for visual effects, like the amount that they did and like the look. And for sci-fi,
did they have to like literally? Because I was still in film, right?
Yeah.
And then what they did like, to get all the glow effects, they had to
like paint it. Yeah. They like manually did every single like frame, which is just
crazy.
So tedious and crazy. But like it paid off because like we're talking about it today on a podcast. That was their goal back in the 80s. We want to be so big that a small podcast will be talking about us in like 40 years.
That's still crazy to think about, just the time difference there.
So Disney's Tron, the
Tron
Legacy.
Second one, this Tron Legacy.
The Uncanny Valley Central.
Yep. This came out in 2010.
People talk about that story. Crazy. I think Tron Legacy was actually a great movie.
I thought the visuals were incredible besides the Uncanny Valley, but like all the light cycle stuff and like the shattering of the, what's it called? I think, honestly, this might be a topic for another episode, but I think visual effects are not going backwards, but I don't think they're getting the time that they need, because I feel like everyone's been comparing like, oh, Doctor Strange like has some really weird visuals, like the Eye of Agamotto or whatever, and like She-Hulk doesn't look great. I think just visual effects studios are spread so thin now across all these shows that need crazy visual effects that like you don't get any more of those like Tron amazing visuals. You don't get any more of the like Davy Jones everyone compares to, like with from Pirates of the Caribbean. Those visuals were freaking insane, and I wish we got something like that crazy again, but no one can dedicate that long to a few shots like that just because there's so many other projects going out right now, and because there's so many studios, like people are like underbidding each other to try to like get out the work, but that causes like work to be worse. So I think it's like a serious problem we're kind of running into. We're almost going backwards.
Here's the thing. I feel like the one project that's changing that would probably be Avatar.
I was just thinking
James
that,
Cameron. Yeah. Like, I mean, they have been spending their time trying to do it right, which is like, it's awesome to see that there are people on the flip side in the industry that are like, hey, no, we want to give this the time to make sure that we do get it right.
To play devil's advocate, that's James Cameron, who literally has made like the biggest movies in the world.
Yeah.
So any other Joe Schmo director is not going to get that treatment that James Cameron can like demand. So like I guess hopefully it'll trickle down, but for now that's only like the most elite of the elite that can like get that care and attention, I guess.
By the way, there is an Avatar video game, so this is an okay movie to talk about.
Oh yeah.
On this podcast.
Cool.
I heard that. Well, actually, no, I've seen gameplay of it and seen reviews of it. Come to think of it, oh my god,
is it good?
The reviews for the game was shit.
2009 it came out.
Yeah.
Cool. That's when the film came out. Yeah.
The reviews for the game were shit. Cool.
Wait. No, I was saying cool because it came out. When did Avatar release? Wait, so the Avatar game came out before the movie, so we can say that the Avatar is based on the video game.
Oh my goodness. That's
Came out
funny.
like 2 weeks before. That was always so weird to me when the video game came out before the movie, because like you had like people could like rush. I think that was a big problem with like episode 3. Like people rushed and saw like the end, and like I think they tried to like make multiple endings so that no one could guess or see the end.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, so Avatar I guess is on our list.
Let me ask you guys this: TMNT, either live action.
Well, that's kind of comics,
animated,
I guess. But I love
Well, okay,
TMNT.
Technically, Pokemon started off as card game, right? And then it went to video game and all that. So
I was at a
there's
networking
tangents
event
there.
and I actually met someone who works for Seth Rogen's company and is working on the new TMNT movie, and he said like it's pretty exciting. So I don't know, that got me hyped. But I think I prefer like the older stuff, like the cartoons. Like the Michael Bay stuff didn't really do it for me too much. Like the action was interesting, but I don't know. The old
animated ones always were great.
It's a good franchise. My dad is really big into it, and he always loved watching them. So by nature, I always watch them with him, and so I really they have a soft spot in my heart. But I also liked the animation more than the live action.
Yeah.
Live action. What's the master's name? What's his name?
Splinter.
Splinter. He is hideous in the live action.
Yeah.
He's so ugly.
Yeah.
The best animated version of Splinter, I think, would be on like the Nick show where they did like the 3D animation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm thinking. Like when you brought it up, that was the first thing I thought about was ugly Splinter in my head. It just gives me nightmares.
His saggy eyes.
That's what I think. Live action does a good job of like, in cartoons, everyone could be like, "Oh, we're like shunned by society," but like to be real, like you look like a fun cartoon character because like you're supposed to be watched by kids. But when it's brought into live action, you're like, "Oh, like that is like." I remember that for Pinocchio. When I saw Pinocchio, it's not the same, but I was like, he's just like looks like slightly different. He's like a little shorter than the other kids in the cartoon. And then when I saw him in live action, I was like, "Oh yeah, he looks
like,
very different."
He's a wooden boy.
He's a puppet.
Yeah, he is a puppet.
I like made that connection easier, so I do have to give live action adaptations that thing. But yeah, I think the only other thing on my list are like a few shows that technically aren't movies, but like The Witcher. My roommate was saying,
yeah, I still need to watch that.
I've only seen like the first episode, but I've heard great things. Like Henry Cavill with like a sword, fighting and
Henry Cavill's sword.
Yeah, I took
sword fighting.
I actually took a video game class in college. It was like an elective I took, and no, but we talked about The Witcher like pretty extensively because I think it's Portugal that made that, if I'm remembering correctly. Hey, this is a Jake editing note, so it was Poland, not Portugal. I do apologize. So every time I say Portugal, please know I'm referring to Poland. My video game professor would not be proud. I apologize. Thanks.
What do you mean? You mean like CD Projekt Red? Like you're talking about like, the game developer, or are you talking about the
Portugal, like the country, like made The Witcher, and like they're like super proud of it. Like not the country, but like a company in Portugal.
Say, yeah.
And but the government of Portugal is like extremely proud of The Witcher, that it came out of Portugal. And like literally, I think in my video game class, my professor was telling me that like the governor, or like not the governor, the president, whatever, the king of Portugal, I don't know who it was, the government official leader of Portugal, when they met Barack Obama, gave him a copy of The Witcher as like an expression of gratitude because they were so proud of The Witcher, and like they wanted Barack Obama to play it to like understand some of their culture and history that's like been instilled in it. So I think that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, and then Henry Cavill's sword. Some other shows we talked about Pokemon, we talked about Halo. Arcane is like a League of Legends show that I've heard great things about with the animation, but I haven't
animation
seen.
is
Have you seen it, Daniel?
I've seen parts of it.
Okay.
I haven't had time to watch the whole thing, but I need to because the animation is killer. I'm also not a big League guy, but at this show is like it's part of like the League universe, but like it's it's its own story directed thing. So like it's beautifully done.
Video game high school. Sorry,
I feel like whenever a video game movie or TV series is good enough, you don't have to play the video game in order to enjoy it. Like it's like if you can enjoy the story and if you can enjoy like the concept, like maybe that'll get you into the video game, or something like that. Like I don't know. I feel like if the if whatever on-screen production is good and worthwhile, I think that people are still going to enjoy it. Like Detective Pikachu, like some people probably didn't know anything about Pokemon, and whenever they saw that movie, they're like, "Wow, I want to play Pokemon right now. Like I want to catch Pikachu."
It probably definitely inspired people to play Pokemon.
I mean, if a movie is well done, people will go play that video game, and maybe that's part of the reason why some video games are made, before or after the movie or something like that, just so people go play it. Have fun.
And then Video Game High School, fun little last thing on there.
Oh man, that's a throwback.
I know. Do you guys have anything else on your list before we jump into next segment?
That was all of mine.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, I don't have a good TTTT, and I don't want to just try to find a quick fact that's gonna be kind of lame, like a half-assed fact. So we'll come back to TTTT whenever we have a good one. But I don't know if you guys have seen The Draft, our new segment. We can try to do a 4-way to draft. We've never done this before.
Yes.
Oh god, this is gonna be interesting.
So for the draft, it's like rank rally. We're just ranking it. We each pick our favorite and go down the list.
Yep.
And then if one person picks it, you can't choose it. So I was thinking we could do multiplayer video games since it's a video game episode.
Oh.
So think in these rules, if I pick a game.
Let me just pull up my Steam.
Yeah. Let me pull up my game libraries.
So I'm imagining in my scenario, if I pick Elder Scrolls Online, that's not on my list, but I'm imagining that I can play that with all of you guys. So it's not because I picked it, you guys can't pick it, so then I can't play with you because that wouldn't make sense, Okay,
but, I see. We just can't pick the same games.
Right, but that means you guys wouldn't be able to have it. So you still want to pick it. It's not he picked Elder Scrolls Online, so I don't have to pick that now. No, you just don't get it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So what's the order that we're doing this in then? I feel like guests should go first. Out of
tallest to shortest.
God damn it.
Okay.
Let's go. Okay. My first pick is Minecraft.
No.
Oh man.
I had to.
You just started rip the Band-Aid right off. Oh, man, that's already brutal.
I was hoping you'd not.
How many are we
that.
picking? How many are we picking?
5.
5. All right.
Okay.
Who's next tallest?
Evan.
Me?
Of the guests, or
It's of you two. Well, yeah,
Walt?
no, we should do Evan and because he's guest, and then Jake, then me.
Multiplayer game. I would say I gotta go with Call of Duty.
Okay,
That's fair.
I feel like you need to be specific. You need to be specific.
No, just the Call
No,
of Duty
because you
franchise.
could go through all of them. Because then you just go through. Oh, I'll do this one. He gets a franchise.
I can make
That
my
makes
whole
it
list
more
of Call of Duty
difficult.
games.
So dumb.
multiplayer started in an early Modern Warfare, so it's just the entire franchise. Just yeah. I'm staying true.
Halo, but specifically Halo Reach.
That's a good one.
Okay.
That's a good one.
God, this is tough now. Because I wanted to get specific with it. Because I was going to say Modern Warfare 2 specifically, like OG.
Well,
But now I can't have that.
I guess you can't take Call of Duty now, so.
God, let me open up my
Sucks to
Steam.
suck.
I will say Rocket League with you guys because that's been
Aw.
a good one. That's been a good one.
Gosh, dang it.
That was your number 2.
That was mine. All right, my next one is going to be Overwatch. If Evan's going to steal one from me, I'm stealing one from him. Overwatch 2 just came
I don't even
out.
want it, but I know Evan
man.
does.
Such a nerd.
Yeah.
I think I have one that you guys aren't going to pick.
Okay. I also have one. Pokemon. Because there are multiplayer aspects within Pokemon.
That's good.
Fudge!
Like Pokemon Go, that is totally multiplayer. I'm picking Pokemon.
Dang it.
I'm okay
I
to
didn't
give
even think
that up.
about it.
I'm gonna pick Among Us because we've had some
Oh, that's
good
good.
times
That's good.
in Among Us with 10 people. Those are good nights.
You guys ready for this one?
Yeah.
Portal 2.
No, that was
Oh my gosh.
No, I was next on my list, but I was like, I'm gonna take it Among
man.
Us. Oh.
Okay, I have a good one. Super Smash
the
Bros. is
shadow.
going on my list.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Smash
okay
Bros.
with giving that up
Ultimate
too.
on my list.
Never,
Right.
no, like Smash.
along with the Super Smash Bros. Mario Kart.
Oh.
Oh no!
OG.
God!
OG.
That was on my list. Dang it. Okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
choose Sea of Thieves.
Nice one.
Sea of Thieves is fun.
No, Jake, no.
You took Portal from me.
All of Daniel's
taking
games
all
are
of Daniel's.
fading before his eyes.
It's because Daniel plays more like single player, like games where he's able to do him.
I like more story narrative.
That's why I knew if I did or just video games in general for this list, like we would all have different lists. So like I wanted to try something we could like try to battle it out.
Daniel,
with each other.
Yep.
Daniel, think of your childhood. Think of your childhood. There are 2 game franchises I'm thinking of for you that I know you want, but you're not thinking of.
Steal it. Don't tell him.
Are you thinking like Ratchet and Clank, or like a Sly Cooper?
And what about the raccoon?
Yeah, I was saying Sly Cooper. Yeah. But Sly Cooper only had multiplayer in 3.
But it had multiplayer.
Which is fine, but like it was local.
Well, you want to think of games you want
to
to play multiplayer with. Like I don't think Daniel played Sly Cooper multiplayer that often.
Okay, I guess that's true.
Like I did with my cousins when they came over, sure. But like I'm thinking about like stuff with you guys. So like next, I would say would either be like Far Cry, like Far Cry with Evan, honestly, or even with because Tyler, you play that too.
That was fun.
All right, my next one is Fortnite. It's not a big game for me anymore, but I played the crap out of that when
there was a period where you would grind that in.
Yeah, dude,
in the college dorm room. I would just walk in. You'd be playing Fortnite, just cranking 90s every day.
It's got a special place.
Now your dad's doing that.
Yeah, now my dad's doing it. True. That's my 4th one.
I'm gonna go with a game that I will continue to support, even though it's not.
He's leading up to a controversial pick.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Splitgate. Splitgate will always have a piece of my heart.
Isn't that not a game anymore?
Well, it is, but it's just a dead game.
The memory of Splitgate is Evan's 4th pick.
Yep.
Jake,
and
I might
all
have
the
a feeling
people that we met and became friends with and dated while playing Splitgate.
Yeah.
I have one.
My next one is Civ 5.
Ooh, good game.
Surprise! That's a good one.
And I guess all the Civs.
I'm not gonna pick this game for my 4th because like I didn't play that much, but I know Jake did.
I think I'm forgetting it because my next one is not anything like I played a lot, but I just like this game.
I'm going to choose Destiny because doing Destiny with you guys too is also pretty cool when we did that.
Yeah, I was thinking you were gonna do that.
Okay, my last one on my list is CS:GO.
Oh, okay.
Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Interesting.
I played that
5th
game
round pick.
a lot.
Christ.
Came out in 2012 and still kicking.
Oh, I have 2 I want now. You just reminded me.
I think I know what I was talking about. You just remembered because of that.
No, I don't think y'all see this coming. Ready?
Garfield, the game.
Lego Star Wars.
Lego Star Wars.
Oh, it has multiplayer.
Clutch pick.
Oh my god. Why didn't I think of that?
Oh,
I remember way back when. I played by myself, but
I wish
know you
the
could
new
play
one
multiplayer.
had online multiplayer.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
That's a clutch pick. Well, I think Daniel thinks I'm going to do Gary's mod, but I don't. It's such a hassle to do, so I think I'm actually going to choose for my 5th one, Overcooked 2, because I freaking love playing that hungover. That's like the best hungover game in the world.
Oh my gosh, my wife and I, dude, we just it's a test.
Do you have it on Steam, Tyler?
I have it on the Switch. I have it on the Switch. Okay. So we bought our Switch and then we played it while we were on vacation, and let me tell you what, it made our vacation just a little bit more stressful.
It's so great.
Oh, it's so fun though. It's so fun. No, toss me the meat. Toss me the meat. That's all toss the meat.
Daniel, what's your last one?
I'm thinking here. I got a couple options I can go with.
You could do Gary's mod.
Like I could do Gary's mod, sure, but again, I didn't really play that much. No, I'm gonna say Pavlov.
Okay.
Oh, he has
Pavlov is my favorite VR shooter, honestly. And
what happened to Rune Waker?
Oh,
it's not out yet.
It's not out yet. All right, we have to actually kind of wrap this up because we've been going for a while, and I also do have to run. But forgot to mention what do we think is the best video game movie from before? If you had to choose one.
Oh man.
Angry Birds.
I'd say Ready Player One.
Ready Player One.
Really? I thought you said Free Guy was better.
Oh, Free Guy. Yes. No.
No, they did. I didn't. I haven't seen Free Guy.
Free Guy. Well, go see Free Guy and just agree, because Free Guy's.
I'm gonna say Wreck-It Ralph for me, honestly.
I think there's a little bit of recency bias, but Free Guy is one of the last movies I watched, so a little bit of recency bias, but
okay, that's fair.
I like it.
All right, well let's. I think that's it for the show. Daniel and I will jump into the next segment and do Patron shoutouts and cool comments and all that. But Tyler and Evan, Thank you guys for joining us on this kind of last minute impromptu episodes. I asked them last night if they'd be on this.
Yeah.
Anything you guys want to shout out while we're here?
No. Shout out my wife. Love her. Shout out.
Aww.
That's about it, though.
Shout out my fiance, soon to be wife. Love her.
We're alone.
Shout out my game. I love her.
Babe, there's a correlation between doing a podcast and being single. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for having us on, guys.
Yeah, no problem. See you next time, guys.
Bye,
All right,
guys.
we're gonna
Thank
jump
you.
into the next segment.
See ya.
Boosh out of the main segment. Tyler and Evan, thank you guys so much for joining us. You ready to jump into the next segment? Patron shoutouts, Daniel.
Yeah, hit me with them.
Cue the stars music. Boosh, go pitch Lori, Frank, Rick, Lisa, Evan, Tony. Thank you so much for pledging the tier. That gets you the shout out. If you'd like to support us over on Patreon, link is down in the description. You get the audio episode early, special benefits, cool perks, all that jazz, and more. Yeah, thank you to our Patreon supporters. Ready to jump into the next segment? Cool comments.
Yeah, what we have this time?
So Zach Henry commented on our last episode, on the Halloween episode. He said, amazing episode, and asked, have we seen the new Marvel Halloween special, Werewolf by Night? He personally loved it, and it's one of his favorite Phase 4 projects. And he said Man-Thing/Ted was 90% practical and not CGI.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Explains why he looks so good. It was on point. Honestly, it was
yet.
It was great. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it was great.
I've wanted to. I just had a crazy week doing visual
It's like its own kind of thing. It's finally being cryptids in to Marvel, which is it's so good, so good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Tyler, the guy that was just on, also said great episode on our last episode, so thank you, Tyler. And
what a great guy.
Yeah, so ready for the introduction?
Yeah, tell me when.
When?
We just talked about what we want to talk about. Now we're done.
Thank you so much for listening. We really, really sincerely appreciate it. Everyone check out Rune Waker on Steam again, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.